Well, hello and welcome to the I Am an Amsterdam, Netherlands video channel. And my name is Annemarie Koppenaal, and today I'm interviewing John Fuggles, who is with I Am in Amsterdam and London, and I Am in Paris. So he's really a full European member of IMN. And John Fuggles is a growth expert, which of course leads me right into the first question. John, what is a growth expert?
Sure. Well, thank you very much for inviting me on the video. Growth is a strategic thing that you can do. Now, there's a number of ways you can sell more stuff, if I can put it that way. And you can run sales campaigns. You can employ more salespeople. You can do a lot of things that help a company grow its sales, but it doesn't necessarily mean the company will grow in a sustainable way. So, growth strategy is really understanding the markets you operate in, the products and services you sell, the total value of each product, the cost of servicing and selling products. And then that leads on to, once you've completed some detailed and analytical studies, it leads on to understanding what it is you need to change within the organization to move it forward. So organizations that have plateaued or are looking to move up a level, how do you do that? How do you do that in quite a strategic way? So we begin with a lot of analysis, and then out of that we develop strategies for sales, for marketing, for the business itself, maybe for technology, and then it's up to us to then work out how to deploy it. I guess in simple terms, it's just talking to companies that want to move up a level and then identifying what it is they really need to do to achieve that. So it's about top line.
Yeah. And so what kind of companies are you talking about? And I mean now, what kind of companies in size? A certain number of employees at this moment, or a certain number of turnover or profit at this moment from where they want to grow?
Yeah, I mean, so I live in central London. So firstly, there are a lot of startups here. So I do work with a number of startups. They have different challenges to already established companies, but actually they can be an awful lot of fun to work with. So tech startups, more than anything else, is something I'm interested in, and I have a number of clients in that space. But established companies, it's not so much the scale, it's more, I look for two things. I want to be able to talk to the senior executive, the chief exec, the founder, the person that's driving the company forward. So that's critical, that we have that kind of relationship. The other thing is, the one thing that absolutely the company or the individual must have is an open mind. Okay, I'm not saying there are no sacred areas we can't go to, but they have to have an open mind to change. So for established companies, typically no more than 50 employees, typically turning over no more than a few million. But it is really where they want to punch up and grow in a shorter period of time, and then sustainably maintain that and develop and grow. So an open mindset is critical.
And so the open mindset, you're saying that is so critical. I'm grasping that a little bit, but is that so that they are willing to think outside the box of what they're doing right now, or what they have been doing to come as far as they have come? Because that's exactly what you want to support them and help them with, really, to take that next leap forward. Yeah,
there's a number of things. It's very difficult sometimes to say to a customer, you have a range of products, but actually these products here are hurting your business. The cost of sale, the return on investment, they're hurting your business. So actually you need to get rid of those products. They could be the very products that the company was founded on, or they could be the products that the owner is particularly passionate about. So it's quite difficult, and without that kind of open mindset, it can be quite challenging. It's also because we start with an analytical process. You're demanding a lot of the people with access to to a lot of their quite confidential information in terms of the financials, in terms of team performance, in terms of the markets and sectors they work in. So they have to be prepared to share that. Mm-hmm. As I say, going back to startups, as I say to some of those, we all love our babies, okay? But let's be honest, some babies are pretty ugly.
They are in real life, and you're meaning in business as well.
I mean completely in business, and it's very difficult for a person to sort of accept that what they've spent a lot of time on, what they've invested a lot of the company's money on, actually isn't what they should have done. So the open mindset allows you to cut through that, and you're not fighting and competing with what they believe to be the truth. So it can be challenging. It rarely happens that people are that close. I think by the time we get into conversations, I think the way I talk to people, the way I deal with people, they've embraced the idea that actually we're all in this as a team together, that we are all equal, and this is about moving things forward.
Yeah.
Um,
And it's not about hurting anyone or anything. It's about moving the whole company forward. And I guess from what you're saying right now, what you're saying is that sometimes to move forward, you have to say goodbye to some products, some ideas that you had in the past that worked on, and maybe that worked very well, but with the rapid changes in times as we are right now, but as we have been over the past decade, I guess things are changing very rapidly as well.
yeah, I mean, in all walks of life, there are tough decisions to make, and especially so in business. And we're kind of moving into the bad news kind of area. Actually, growth most of the time is actually reinforcing what they're doing, and it's a tweak here and a change there, and it's an additional piece here. Rarely is it, that we have to cut something. But it is that ability to embrace change is critical to growing a business.
And if I may ask you, John, because well, we've spoken a little bit, I've known you a little bit, and I know that you don't come right out of high school yesterday. So you've had some years that you've been doing quite a lot of things. What in the past and what in your experience has led you to work on this growth now with companies?
Yeah, university was a long time ago. Let's be honest. So like a lot of people, I had a career that over the years moved up, and I ended up working for in a number of industries: aerospace, automotive, software, IT more generally, and had various roles, running sales teams, being sales director, and so on and so forth. Um, Working with marketing teams and product development teams, as a corporate employee, if you like, and then ended up working for a number of companies that were startups and turnarounds, but in a self-employed capacity or a part-time capacity. So it naturally kind of evolved out of that. I just started taking on projects for people that were akin to my skills and my background, and frankly, what I enjoyed doing. So it established itself that way, sort of, naturally or organically. And now I find myself in a fortunate position that I get up every day with a number of customers that I enjoy working with, challenges that I find great fun to do, and a genuine sense of achievement at the end of each of those days, where you can see and measure the value you've brought and the changes you've made. So in terms of what I do, I hope it comes across. I genuinely love what I do, and it's been built on years of experience, and I get to pick and choose, who I want to work with. Oh gosh, that sounds very arrogant, but it's not meant to be. But it is just that much fun to be able to work with companies and see the growth. And yeah, it's the best job ever.
Now I know that you have already some ideas in mind of other videos that you want to launch on this IMN channel as well, that are the people who are watching right now could be supported with, or could gather new ideas from, or new ways to do their business. Could you get a little bit into what subjects are you going to be covering, and and I guess they're the same subject that people normally turn to when they ring you up?
Yeah, we all have skills and expertise and things we're good at. We all, genuinely want to help people and educate people so that they can take those ideas forwards in their own way. So I started putting together some relatively short, 10-minute, maybe slightly less videos, just picking one particular subject at the time and giving people some information that they could then consume and use. The subjects tend to be what's relevant at the moment, or subjects that I find are resonating with some of my customers at the time. So to give you some examples, I did one recently on just some thoughts that people need to use where we are right now in the middle of COVID-19 and lockdown, heading towards recession. So what is there that you need to do on your finances within a company to prepare you better for that? So what does that look like? So that's a purely business-led approach to finance, not a finance-led approach to business.
No.
And then in parallel with that, I did one just on prospecting and cold calling. We're all sitting at home. We're all working from home pretty much nowadays. You need to get on the phone. It terrifies a lot of people. So there's no need to be terrified. So what can I do to help you, to give you the confidence to do it? The next video will be on something else. And, and then there'll be another one on something else. So I'm always looking for ideas, and I always take inspiration from my customers, from my colleagues and friends and associates, particularly at IMN, for the next idea for the next video.
I'm even thinking as we go along right here, if people are wanting to ask you questions, they can totally write them just below this video. Write it in the comments, and then John, you can pick it up for a next video. So even if you have some specific questions that you might want to ask to how to scale up your business, so that's specifically to the growth expert, but also at these times of COVID-19, also how to run your business. You don't even have to scale it up, but really how to run your business and how to really proof it for the quite imminent recession, I would say, as that we're going to see in the coming months and maybe years. That is all to come, but really how to proof your business to be able to sail through that with the least amount of damage, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, we have to be very cognizant of where we are right now in terms of what's going on in the world, but you also have to be aware of where we're going to be in 3 months, 6 months, and at the end of this year. What does that look like, and what have you got to put in place now? And that applies generally in any business at any time. I think right now it just brings it into sharper focus. But yes, you're absolutely right. If people have got questions, I love answering questions and being able to help people. I often say that everything begins with a conversation. Now, I'm open to conversations. If people want to contact me, I'll happily spend some of my time talking to them. If it leads to something where we can help them longer term, absolutely we will. If it's just a helpful phone call and a discussion now, I'm more than happy to do that, because that's how we all learn. That's how we all grow, by helping each other. I'm no expert on 1,000 things, but I know people that are, and I too call people up and ask them for advice and help, and I'm more than willing to return that, so it's absolutely fine.
I think that is really, really lovely, and also a very actually lovely stretched out hand that you're here presenting here to the viewers watching today. So thank you for that, John. So if you're in any kind of trouble or in any kind of doubt or in any kind of way that you wish to strike up a conversation, how am I going to do this? How am I going to actually embrace the situation that has arisen right now with the COVID-19 in my business? How can I move forward? If you want to just like bounce some ideas off the wall or get some advice, call John, email him, reach out to him. He just said he's happy to schedule some time to really see if he can help you with that. And I think that is a lovely end of this first conversation. Definitely watch out for the videos to come that are coming on the IMN Amsterdam Netherlands channel, made by John Fuggles, on anything that is a growth of your business. If you want to bring your business to that next level, or if there's anything for like proofing your business in this whole situation and the month and years to come, because definitely I think businesses will definitely be in business and in practice, but you got to be smart and focused on what is important right now. Is that correct, John?
Absolutely. Pick what you're good at and focus on what you're good at, and then where you need help, do never ever be afraid to ask for help. Asking for help, at the start rarely costs nothing, and as you move forward, it actually benefits you more than it costs you, and that's how you grow a business.
Perfect. And I really think that this last thing that you just gave to our viewers is really showing a part of your mentality and of your way of doing business and of wanting to work really together. This is also how I've gotten to know you, John, and how you are working together right now with the people that you're helping from your office. So really, I know that your details are going to be following at the end of this video. At this moment, I think we're going to say bye to our viewers right now. And thank you, John, so much for this interview. My name is Annemarie Koppenaal. I was interviewing today John Fuggles, who is with IMN Amsterdam, IMN London, and IMN Paris. And this video was made by IMN Amsterdam, Netherlands. And if you want to be a member, if you want to join online in our online talks that we have nowadays, because we cannot meet live, definitely see to subscribe to this video channel and also subscribe to the Amsterdam Netherlands app. It's only $35.99, that's in euros, per year, and that way you could be a part of our membership network. And there is so many other people that really have their hand stretched out, they really want to help, because we're all in business and we're all living in this world, and the world is kind of on shaky ground right now. But all of our members have already survived one or two or more crises in their lives, whether in business life or personal life. We're no strangers to that at all, which doesn't mean to say that we have all the wisdom, but we definitely have an ear and many ideas, and many people can think of more than one. So masterminding is definitely also part of the IMN Amsterdam Netherlands club. So, and we really hope to have live meetings again, but so far we're meeting also on Zoom, and that really also generates lots of ideas. So I think that's it for now. Thank you, bye, and hope to see you again next time.
Thank you, bye-bye.